Welcome. You are now listening to More Tarot, Please with CourtLauran, a special little podcast about tarot, moon magic, and self-care. What's up and what's good? I'm CourtLauran, a self-care coach that uses tarot, moon magic, and self-care to facilitate guidance, healing, and insight for your journey inward. All right, let's recap last week. We had a full moon in Sagittarius and there was an eclipse, so it was amplified and it was illuminating us looking at the bigger picture. And I actually did a mini full moon in Sagittarius reading on my Instagram page at More Tarot, Please, and the Tower card came out as one of the cards. Five of Wands came out, just like to stop battling, stop fighting, let things crumble as they may, because you are expanding and growing and moving up and looking at that bigger picture. And last week the theme of the week was healing, and those kind of coincided with each other, and it ended up making me so tired. I was so extremely tired last week. I tried to do a full moon ritual. It didn't pan out how I thought it was. I ended up just writing some things down about, what I was grateful for and what I felt was crumbling around me, like as far as in my personal life, like what I was letting fall off and what I was going to stop battling myself about so that I can continue to grow and expand and move forward. And once I did that and I wrote it down, I fell asleep. Like, I was so tired that full moon day. It was just, it was a lot. It was a lot going on. There's a lot still going on around this world. And so I realized that my body needed a lot of rest. So that is what happened for me a majority of last week. Quick announcements before we start for this week. I have my More Tarot Please Facebook page. You can go on my website and get a link straight to it so you can join, so we can have a community talking about tarot, moon magic, and of course self-care. And then if you sign up to my newsletter on my page, you get 10% off a reading with me. So check that out. Now, let's get into this week. All right, this week I use the Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck. The three cards that jumped out were Rebuild, Sadness and Isolation, and the Solar Plexus Chakra. This week, the theme is, it is time to break out of that shell. It's time to come out of any sadness, come out of any isolation, anything that you was holding yourself back from. It is time to come out of that and break free. It's time to rebuild what fell apart. So like I said, last week I did a mini reading for the full moon in Sagittarius, and the Tower card came out and everything was crumbling. You had to let things go where they may. You had to kind of break out of old habits so that you can see the bigger picture, old behaviors, things like that. So now it's that rebuild time. Now that full moon in Sagittarius came in and let you see the bigger picture, you're like, okay, how can I get there? What do I need to rebuild? Now that I let go of what I needed to let go, all those things crumbled, fell off, they're not there anymore. My old behaviors, habits, thoughts, boom, have changed. I'm coming out of this isolation. It's kind of like a rebirth, and now I need to rebuild. So what can I build upon? This week you're focusing on your confidence. That solar plexus is the I can chakra. So you have willpower, you have confidence, you have high self-esteem. What can you do? I can, and then fill in the blank. Finish that sentence so that you can work towards that. You're rebuilding what you had to let go of. You're rebuilding yourself with the new mindset, the new thoughts, new behaviors, new habits, everything that you have learned, because that full moon in Sagittarius was a learning moon. So all the things that you have learned thus far, you want to put them to work. You want to put them into action. You want to put them into effect. It is time to let them take hold of you, and you kind of just like get behind the wheel and let's go. It's an upward hill, but you're ready. You're making it up there, and you know exactly what it is that you need to do now because you've grown and you've expanded. So it's a really big time to rebuild, whether it be emotions, whether it be relationships in your life, whether it be your relationship with yourself, which is a heavy emphasis for me. I always feel like we constantly have to continue growing with our relationship with ourselves, because that is one of the best and most important relationships that we have. Whether you need to rebuild a structure, if you're a person that needs structure, just what is it in your life that needs rebuilding? Focus on that and know that you have the strength and the power to do so. That solar plexus chakra comes out telling you that you can. So I can do this. I can rebuild X, Y, and Z. I can make this change. I can do what it is that I have to do. Like, make sure you emphasize that I can. Write yourself some affirmations down starting off with the I can, so that you can just continue to build yourself up as you're rebuilding. So much is happening around us. We have to constantly stay aware. We have to constantly stay awake. We have to constantly remember to rest and to recharge. And we have to constantly remember to take care of ourselves. So rebuild what you can, okay? Rebuild what you can. Take your time in rebuilding. I'm not saying that you have to get it all done in this week. This is an ongoing process, but this is definitely the time to start the rebuild. What needs rebuilding in your life? Focus on that. You are no longer in that sadness. You are no longer in that isolation. You are breaking out of that. You are just coming out of yourself fresh and new and just so grateful, and you have so much gratitude for what you've learned. You have so much gratitude that the veil has been lifted and you see things for what they really are, that you have no problem being ready to rebuild what crumbled around you. So continue to move in that energy, continue to look into self, and continue to just rebuild your life, your reality, your goals, anything that fell off, anything that crumbled. How can you change it? What have you learned that's new, that kind of gives you this new perspective to anything in your life, to your goals, to your relationships, to your friendships, to yourself? Like, how can you use that to rebuild what no longer suited you anymore? Okay, focus on that. Remember the I can. This is very important for this week. So we have a last quarter moon coming up this week. It is in Pisces. Those last quarter moons ask for us to release, let go, and forgive. We have to let go of grudges. We have to release anger, cleanse from what is no longer serving you. I've been telling everyone it is a big time to cleanse, just in all types of way, energetically, internally, externally. Cleanse your space by smudging. Also declutter. Let go of anything that is holding on to energy that you do not need. If it, like Marie Kondo says, if it does not spark joy, it's time to go. Put things where they're supposed to go. Give things a home so that the energy around it can feel better. And watch out for your diet, okay? This is a good time to start cleaning up how you're eating. If you've been having junk food in excess, trying to have some more vegetables, some more water, some more alkaline foods, just being conscious of the decisions you're making when it comes to what you are consuming, and also consuming and content wise as well. Like, are you consuming too much news, too much media, too much things that are affecting you negatively? All those things you can check and look into, because this waning energy that is moving us into this release period, we have to kind of watch what we're feeding ourselves. It's hard to release if we're feeding ourselves the very things that we need to release. So cleanse in every which way. All right, the cards that I pulled out are growth, power, discernment, and the void from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Now, this is from me asking what adjustments are required, because last quarter moons also mean adjustments are required. And then that Pisces energy comes in with just like, what visions and what hopes do you have? Because you have to hold on to those visions. You have to hold on to those hopes as you release. Otherwise, you might just release too much. You might release the wrong thing. You have to be clear on what it is you want to release. And in order to be clear on that, you have to know the vision. You have to know your hopes so that you can hold on to those things and then work through what doesn't fit that vision. the growth card coming out, definitely. We're coming from a full moon in Sagittarius that kind of amplified and illuminated everything that we've been learning and expanding and growing in. So of course, growth is going to come with this last quarter moon, because it's time to release things that hold our growth back, right? Those grudges and that anger that kind of just holds your growth back. No, you're resting into your growth. You're feeling your growth. You're sitting in your growth, and you're showing gratitude towards your growth. Okay, the adjustments that are required are you just being able to fully accept your growth, so that you know what else needs to release. You're stepping into your power. So adjust everything accordingly, okay? Because as you step into your power, everything else has to fall into its place. Okay, you're using discernment because you have to make proper decisions. Like I said, as long as you hold on to your hopes and your visions, you use discernment for what it is you need to release, because you can't release everything, right? Not everything has to let go. Just like I said, it's time to cleanse your space and to Marie Kondo your space and feel out what sparks joy and what doesn't. You have to use your discernment for that. You have to use your discernment for what content you're consuming, what food you're consuming, what energy you're consuming. You have to use discernment on how to find alignment, how to cleanse. What type of cleanse do you need? Do you need a spiritual bath? Do you just need a smudge? Do you need a white light bath where you just envision yourself being covered in white light and cleansing that way? Do you need sound healing? Do you need to light incense? Do you need to burn something? Do you need to write something down and then burn it? You know what I mean? Like, what does cleansing mean for you? Use your discernment and follow your intuition for the right thing that's going to work in your favor, so that you can continue to grow and step into your power. Now, the void comes because this was a moment of isolation for a lot of people. And like the theme of the week, where the card sadness and isolation came out, you're stepping out of that isolation. You're kind of having a mini rebirth moment, because in that isolation and in any sadness that you have felt, you got new insight, and now you're able to fully understand why you're going through what you're going through. You're fully accepting your growth, stepping into your power, and then using your discernment and making the right decisions that go with it. Now, continue to use this waning energy to show gratitude, to receive your abundance, right? To feel the outcome, to give back. I like to, when I know that last quarter moons are coming, I kind of like to give back to Mother Earth, and I light a candle for Mother Earth, and I show my gratitude for that. I light a candle for my ancestors, and I show gratitude for them just for helping me throughout this month, throughout the lunar cycle and everything that's going on. Like, it's a reminder for me to take out extra time to give back energy that I received when I needed it. So remember to do that as you begin to release. That is our moon energy report for this week. When it comes to self-care this week, the movement card came out. The clear your energy field came out, which is what I said earlier. It's time to clear that space, right? And then we have your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear. You are perfectly beautiful. And it ends with the card, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. So this week, when it pertains to your self-care, do something that makes your body feel good. Any type of movement that makes you feel good. Dancing, exercise, whether it be Pilates, whether it be yoga, whether it be a HIIT class, whether it be Zumba, whether it be, hip hop Tabata, like however you're feeling, move your body. Or you can just simply flow. You can simply turn on some music and flow with the music and just let your body do what it wants to do and let your body move the way that it wants to move. But however you go about it, make sure you're getting in tune with your body so that you can move. Movement is very important. And then to clear your energy field, like I said, this is a perfect week to cleanse, okay? Your energy field is more than just your aura. It is everything. It is your space. It is your stuff. It is what you put into your body. It is what you consume mentally, physically, just everything. So it's time to clear out that clutter. It's time to smudge, meditate, spiritual bath, spiritual shower, things of that nature. It's really time to focus on cleansing as you release this week, because you're letting go of so many things, and now you have to completely just wipe them away and feed yourself good. I'm actually going on a cleanse this week as far as diet wise, because honey, let me tell you, this pandemic and these quarantines and then this craziness that has been going on has gotten me to eating more than I needed to eat. So I am taking a cleanse. I am cleaning up my diet. I'm eating them vegetables, drinking those waters, taking those smoothies and vitamins and things of that nature, because I got to get back to my enlightened self. I am smudging. I am taking a spiritual shower with some herbs, which I will share on my Instagram if you want. And I am just cleansing in all aspects that I can think about cleansing, and I'm consuming less things that cause me discomfort. So be aware of that. That is self-care, okay? Now, your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear. Listen to your soul. If there is something that you want to do, do it. Do not let fear win. That is, you're taking care of yourself when you step outside of your box and you do something that you really want to do that makes you feel good. It makes you feel good in so many ways. And it's so many types of self-care when you do stuff that you love. It's spiritual self-care, it's emotional self-care, it's mental self-care. So really listen to your soul and let those whispers get louder, and then follow them, because fear does not have a place when it comes to you loving and taking care of yourself and growing and expanding and doing things that you really want to do. Fear does not have a place in that scenario. You are perfectly beautiful is the next card. Listen, I don't think I need to emphasize that. Take it as it is. It's a compliment, because yes, you are. Look in that mirror, double check. Yes, you are perfectly beautiful how you look right now. Accept yourself right now. Love yourself right now. Change, the change that you want, the change that you are looking forward to, the things that you want to receive in your life, they come in better and they come in abundance when you are showing gratitude and loving the space that you're in presently. You have to, no matter where you are and what you're doing and how you feel and how you look, if you can start to love yourself where you're at now, the journey only becomes sweeter. So I take that as a note, as stop looking forward to the future so much to the point where you don't have any appreciation or love for yourself in the present. Okay? And then the last card, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love, because when you are rebuilding yourself, as the theme of the week is this week, when you are rebuilding yourself and you are growing and you are expanding and you are finding that light, and that light illuminates and shines and it comes from within you because you are having a rebirth, everything around you looks like that. Everything around you starts looking better. Nothing, what you thought used to be so sucky isn't so sucky anymore. Okay? So continue to show up for yourself. Continue to love yourself. To continue to grow. Give yourself a hug. Have the best week ever, my friends. And take care. I want you to live your best, love your body, and liberate your soul. Have a good one. Peace. Thank you for listening. If you would like your own personalized tarot reading, head over to moretarotplease.com. And if you would like to connect on social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at moretarotplease.